Believe it or not, Tana Mongeau's past has come back up, but this time it wasn't to haunt her and get her canceled, and even Tana is surprised by that. iDubbbz recently came out and apologized for his past content and to Tana Mongeau, and she talked about how she's feeling about all of this coming back up years later. In a recent podcast episode, she broke down how she was feeling the day that she found out that he had posted the video apologizing, and how she is actually kind of thankful that she was called out back in the day. If you guys don't know, around 2017 time, Tana Mongeau decided to call out iDubbbz, and he in return responded with a video on her. It wasn't just any video, it was a Content Cop video. Content Cop was a series of videos that he was doing at the time where he critiqued YouTubers, and he came at Tana hard, saying that she was a hypocrite for calling him out for using slurs, when in fact she had also said some similar things in the past. So he decided that not only would he call her out just in a video that he filmed in his room or something, but he was actually going to confront her in person. So he showed up to her meet and greet that she was doing at the time, disguised as a fan, and asked her to say a racial slur as they posed for a photo together. She was obviously super freaked out and ran off, and of course the video went completely viral. Before iDubbbz actually posted the video, Tana did come out with a video talking specifically about this particular situation happening to her.
Meeting you guys and going on tour is the best thing that's ever happened to me. It literally saves my life every day. I never thought I'd be doing that, and I love it. So I was on tour in San Francisco, and my show had just started, and it was my VIP meet and greet comes first, then my show, then my general admission meet and greet, and I was on the last VIP meetup group, and there's 10 people. I go and I meet all 9. Like there was only one more person left that I had to take my picture and sign an autograph for before they went to sit down. This guy comes in, he was wearing my merch, didn't look out of the ordinary at all, just a tall, cute looking, normal guy, and he walks up to me and he has a girl following him with a big DSLR camera, and that's super normal too. People always film me meeting them with high quality cameras. Maybe they want high quality pictures or something. I don't want to turn this situation into a selfish oh, what if I got hurt, because that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is a way bigger picture than even my life. But I don't know, I can't help but think of this situation also in a scary way. He wraps his arm around me and he looks in the camera and he goes, "Say," and it puts his thumbs up and then blank, and he says the N-word, hard R, N-word, yelling, thumbs up, arm locked around me. And I literally, I don't even know how to describe this moment to you guys. I never understood how people would feel in moments like that, where you were scared for so many reasons, for your life, for other people's life. My entire body, just every thought I had, left my being. I literally felt like a ghost. I felt a million emotions, all at once. I'm terrified for my life. I'm terrified for other people's lives. I'm terrified at what's going on. I'm shocked. In a way, it is a feeling of instant betrayal, because it's this person comes up to me wearing my merch with a camera, excited, smiling. My arms are open to hug him and love him, and then that happens, you know what I mean?
Eventually, iDubbbz posted the video of what happened, and he got a ton of love on that video. Tana ended up getting canceled, and she also canceled her tour after this, and she was losing subscribers like crazy. And people were really upset by the things that had come out from her past that she had been exposed for saying. She ended up coming out and making an entire apology video, which is one of many apology videos that Tana has had to make in her career, but this one is specifically in response to the iDubbbz situation.
Today's video is going to be the hardest video I've ever had to film, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I am so nervous, and I've spent the past week doing nothing but running away from my problems and hiding from all my problems and trying to avoid this, because that's what I do best.
But recently, iDubbbz came out to apologize for his past content and specifically wanted to apologize to Tana. He said that he was sorry he ever made that video on her and harassed her in person, and said that his behavior was deplorable and stupid.
I'm sorry to everyone that I made Content Cop videos on. I still don't like the majority of you, and that's fine, but I can recognize that you did not deserve the hate and harassment that I sent your way. I particularly want to apologize to Tana. Tana, I'm sorry. I should have never made that video. I harassed Tana in person and then harassed her online, and that's deplorable behavior.
Fans of Tana's were super curious to see what she would say about all of this, and she actually admitted on her podcast that She was absolutely shocked when she saw that he had apologized, but she also felt like maybe he didn't need to apologize.
And it says iDubbbz has apologized to Tana Mongeau. I'm like checking the date. I'm like, is this April Fool's Day? Like what's going on? I sooner thought I would die before I would ever see anything like that. And I was like, damn. Like, I just never expected that. And I don't know how I feel about it, you know, because like, I'm not talking about anything in regards of the things he said, but I'm more so just talking about like his actions to me. Like, you know, him showing up to my show, him kind of putting me on blast, him inevitably making me kind of canceled and lose subscribers and have to apologize and all that type of stuff. I kind of think I like deserved that. And maybe that's like dark, like to say, but like, I don't feel like I'm owed an apology. And maybe that's because I've accepted it so much.
She admits that she feels as though she should have been called out, and that if she hadn't been, she probably would have been a lot worse throughout her career. And this really woke her up to the reality of being online and changed her for the better.
That like people always ask me if you could go back in time and like make that never happen, like would you? And I always say no, because I feel like it was a very dark time period of my life when it came to like self-reflection and trying to figure shit out. And like, I think I would be a completely different person if I didn't have that. I think it like, I was on track to just be so on my high horse and like egotistical and like nothing could go wrong, that something going wrong gave me such a dose of reality that like, this might not last forever. Like,
yeah,
you need to be held accountable for actions.
She goes on to say that being canceled like that led to her whole career and identity online, essentially, and she doesn't really feel like it was necessarily a bad thing in the end.
It made me do so much necessary growth, and I think it also changed the entire trajectory of my career and life. Like, I don't even think canceled would be here if like I didn't get canceled a bunch to, and that was kind of the start of that, to like shape that brand for me. Like, it wasn't like I went into this being like, I'm canceled, like I'm scandalous. Like, if anything, I wanted to be brand safe to an extent, you know what I mean? And just like everything, I feel like it really shaped the course of my life.
Tana also says that she kind of poked the bear a bit back then. She thought that she was too small of a creator to even have him do a content cop on her, but she says that she did talk about him first because of her boyfriend at the time. He was obsessed with iDubbbz and she didn't really understand the hype, and so she was very vocal and came at him, and she feels that led him to come at her. And if she hadn't talked about him in the first place, maybe he would have just let her be and he wouldn't have even made that video. But Brooke later ends up telling her that although she might feel like she needed to be held accountable for things, and is saying that she isn't really owed an apology because it really did help her change and grow for the better, Brooke says that that doesn't mean she isn't deserving of an apology, and that both things can be true at the same time, where he can be wrong, but at the same time something good could have come out of it. Because I mean, just because it did good things for Tana and taught her so much doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't wrong or kind of messed up for him to have done that to her. I mean, it's one thing to hold someone accountable, but in person, that situation was something that now people don't think was appropriate, which is crazy because at the time people really praised him for doing that and they hated Tana. And of course, there's still people who wish that he made content like that and stand by him calling out Tana in this way, but a lot of people have felt like the Tana situation was definitely a bit overboard. So Brooke certainly wasn't the only one that was telling Tana that she deserved an apology. Fans of hers were commenting on the video saying, "Tana, you absolutely deserve the apology. You called out a grown man for saying slurs, and he combated that by calling you a hypocrite for videos of you at 14. He then went to your meet and greet when you were practically a child and purposely scared you and got mostly praise for saying the same slurs as a grown man that you got canceled for saying at 14. I will always maintain that this was a huge case of misogyny. To the iDubbbz situation, you could say you deserved a humbling, I don't know, but you absolutely deserved an apology. He ambushed and harassed you. It's great that he sees it now. The apology was very well made, in my opinion." Now, Tana is actually willing to sit down with iDubbbz and talk further about this whole situation. Someone had tweeted out saying, "Eagerly awaiting at Tana Mongeau's response to iDubbbz." Tana ended up saying, "Canceled podcast as soon as possible. Crazy times. Wonder if he'd ever come on. I have a lot to say. Definitely never thought this would happen. And he said, I would. And she messaged him. And on Canceled, she further said that this was something they were actually planning, and because Brooke didn't really know too much about that situation back then, Jeff said that he would be on with Tana for the iDubbbz episode.
He messaged me, and it's even just crazy, like opening my phone and like seeing that we're like messaging. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was not on my bingo card for this year at all, you know? And I think he's gonna come on Canceled. And
okay.
Yeah, Jeff has offered to fill in for you on that episode.
So that'll certainly be interesting to see, and quite full circle in my opinion, to have him and Tana sit down together. And she says they have never talked after that whole situation. Like, they never spoke, nothing. So I certainly want to know what you guys think about all of this. The fact that iDubbbz apologized in the first place and Tana's reaction to that. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.